Hello, hello. So, we are going to do some new specs for my Alliance character, for my Alliance rogue, because, well, it's a new year and time to try out a new spec. I'm going to do it on my Alliance rogue mostly so I can kind of level with it and to see how I like it and whether or not it's worth changing my Horde rogue over to. So you'll have to bear with me. There's going to be a lot of changes and all of that. So much to do this time. All right, let's get into it. All right. Some epic music going on because I happen to be in the Alliance main town of Stormwind. I'm just going to park her in the bank right there and give me a chance to pull up when I need to. Now, I highly recommend Icy Veins as a resource for, checking spec and also, like, if you're having trouble with the build of your character or, you feel like you're not putting out enough DPS in the spec that you're in, they are a great resource for that. I think Icy Veins was what came after Tank Spot disappeared. So, let's see here. What we're going to look at today is Subtlety Rogue. Now, right now, I believe I am set as a assassination or, yeah, I'm set as an assassination rogue right now. So what this is going to do is that when I switch my specialization over, it's going to wipe my action bars, the things with the buttons down there on the screen. So you're going to have to bear with me because it's going to be a lot of rebuild. All right. Now. So now we have to go into talents. Yes, I plan on testing it out on training dummies before I go out into the real world. Like I said with Icy Veins, using my phone, kind of sorry about the glare. There we go. It tells you what a spec build out for your talent tree should be. Or what's recommended, by very least. Let's see. So, premeditation. Let's see. Your next Shadow Strike grants up to 10 seconds of slice and dice and generates 2 additional combo points. Now, with rogues, combo points are your bread and butter. Yes, with Icy Veins, it does have references for your casual player and then for the builds that are preferred for doing the upper level dungeons as well as raids. Shadow Focus. Now this one's a big one. It's the abilities cost 20% less energy when in stealth or shadow dance is activated. So that means as rogue, as you might have seen me disappear into the shadows, as it were, and go into stealth mode, that means like ambush or anything that you would use energy otherwise will now cost less. Always a good thing. Deeper Stratagem. Um, Also very good for this build because as a rogue standard you have 5 combo points. once you max out combo points, you have to do like a combo ability to use up the extra energy points. So with this, it gives you an additional one for 6, making your attacks a little more powerful. Cheat Death. Now that's always one of my favorite ones. If you get reduced down to basically nothing, it'll kind of bump your health up by like 7% so you don't immediately die, and it gives you a chance to get away. Now this next tier, it's kind of, you know, whatever you want, because there's not a overall better choice for it. So let's see. I think that Shot in the Dark would probably be my best course, because I use Cheap Shot when in Shadow quite a bit. Reducing cooldowns is always good, and of course Master of Shadows. When you go into stealth, you gain back a lot of energy very quickly. PvP talents aren't really like a huge thing unless you're into player versus player. But I think for now I'm just going to leave the PvP talents alone. I will come back to that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do Prey on the Weak for that one. That one will actually be better. Okay, now the other part of this is figuring out your rotation. It's a matter of what sequence you push the buttons in to do what damage. So, let's see. Looks like at some point I did have a build that used some of this, but not enough to count. Let's see. Shadow Meld. Okay. It looks like I am as built out as I can be for the time being as... Oh, here we go. Let's see. There's been some changes, so... some things that I have to build on. Getting some serious, like, communism vibes from the choir for Stormwind. In kind of a weird way. Okay. Yes, backstab is literally as it states. Shuriken Storm pretty much behaves in the same way that Phantom Knives did. And it says that it's best to use during Shadow Dance. Some of these other abilities I'm not 100% on. It also looks like I'm going to have to open up my key binding to change up some, because I don't think that had anything, and I don't see anything on Q. So better to have them as quick buttons than, you know. Then this one, I'm gonna put kick on tilde. Or not tilde, tab. I find that that makes it easier to utilize. So it's at this point that we talk to a guard and find out where the training dummies are.
Go with honor, friend. Hey there.
If I can find an actual guard who would tell me anything.
Need help?
Where are the training dummies? Points of interest, maybe? No.
Light bless you.
Well,
King's
that's
honor,
useless.
Friend. Be careful.
I think they're with the Flight Master? It's like, oh wait, I forgot I can fly. No. See, this is what I get for not knowing Stormwind very well. I don't know. I don't know where the training dummies are.
Hold on. Guest appearance.
Okay, I'm over the trade district.
Okay. Aim towards the Citadel. Pretty sure they are down in the garden over there. At least I've seen something over there. When's the last time I went to Stormwind? When I beat up the king.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn.
Turn. There's a garden. It's like off to the side there. What is over there? I know there's some kind of point of interest there.
I mean, this is where a lot of the storyline.
Portal to,
yeah. Oh. Good thing it's into water.
Sploosh.
And like a phoenix, I rise. I could have swore it was somewhere real weird. Like, because you got to come all the way out here for Chromie. No. I just want a training dummy.
I mean, you just could go to like Borealis instead, because there's this, like on the backside of the portal area.
Yeah.
Get some good height over the whole city. Just camera straight down. If you were putting a training dummy in here as a game designer, where would you put them?
Or I could just look it up.
Fail.
Hey, I don't play Alliance very often.
Look at the Horde nerds trying to navigate Stormwind.
Okay, so they're over near the docks.
Okay. So put the training dummies where no one goes anymore, ever.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Maybe they just need to fill up space, that's all. Okay, Where are they? Okay, too far. It says they should be right here. Well, this is not right. I already looked down here. Yeah. It's literally supposed to be like right along all of this. Well, looks like I'm going elsewhere. Let's go to the Ring of Fates. Why? Because I'm done messing around.
Old town between two houses.
Old town between two houses. Of course. Because why put it anywhere where it would make sense? Between two houses. Ah, they're there. Geez, that was hard to find. Well, it certainly builds combo points faster. Spend a lot of time in the shadows. This rotation is very weird. I mean, but it puts out pretty good numbers. Looks like in rotation I should really have... Because it looks like it's definitely about the AoE damage. So what do you think? Should we try to... Okay, so you first things first is you have to have something called Shadow Blades active. It causes your generation of your combo points to speed up. Then it seems that 3, which is the Shuriken Storm, generates a lot of combo points very quickly, allowing you to have Slice and Dice, which gives you a haste boost, the Rupture, which does up to almost 2,000 points of damage over 28 seconds, and then Eviscerate, which is just like a quick, here's 1,000 points of damage. Black Powder seems to do damage in an AoE pattern, so it's very much well paired with the Shuriken Storm. Like, definitely good for AoE attacks. It looks like it uses a combination between Shadow Dance and I'm not a big fan of how long Shadow Dance locks you in shadow. Like, I feel like I should be putting some duplicates of some attacks on the bar. Like maybe Black Powder. Maybe put Kidney Shot as an alternative. I mean, it generates combo points so quickly, it's not even funny. But I'll definitely have to go check it out in the real world to see how it would fare. Forward we should go. Shall go. To everyone's favorite area in the new expansion. Ouroboros, if I can remember which portal goes to it. Okay, that's Azuna. I'm so lost. Wait, do I not have... How am I supposed to get back? Oh, I guess I'll just use the Hearthstone. That'll do. I'll do. sorry about that. Dealing with children who are not the best at listening sometimes. Let's see here. Curious.
You are welcome here. Trust in the Arbiter.
Now, would you say that it is better to do the Threads of Fate or to replay the storyline?
Replay the storyline until level 59.5.
To level 59.5. What's the point of replaying the storyline that long?
That's just a recommendation that I've seen online. Honestly, I'd rather replay the storyline so I don't miss out on anything. There's a decent amount of gold and gear that you get from stuff. Plus, if
The
you do some
Arbiter
side quests and you
sees
hit
all
60 before you hit
truths.
Revendreth, then all of your quest rewards from Revendreth are actually pretty good.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm already doing quests in Bastion on this character, so I should just continue on doing the storyline as I'm already doing.
Yeah, and you can switch to Threads of Fate at any time, even after you hit level 60. You can say, hey, I'm done playing this story, and they'll just give you a complete for the rest of the story. You can go ahead and choose your covenant. So, if you get sick of it at some point, you can do that, but you can never go back. The quests are marked as completed, so you cannot reverse that decision.
Let's see. Should also probably, if I haven't already, okay, I have. So I guess it's time to go to Bastion and see how bad the computer wants to, you know, die on itself.
If anyone wants to buy us another GPU, that'd be great.
If they could find another GPU.
What do you seek?
$1 billion! That's what I seek. And I still have 20 minutes left on my Dark Moon Fair roller coaster. Or not roller coaster, carousel. I have quite a bit of garbage to sell too. Anybody want any pets? We've got a bunch of pets.
How much is that pet there in the window?
Bark, bark. I don't know.
Squeak, squeak, skitter, skitter.
Caw, caw.
At which temple do you train? Trust the process.
To do the side quests or to do the main storyline quest and ignore the side quests.
It is an honor.
So if you ignore all the side quests, you will not hit 60 until
Clear skies,
you hit
full
Revendreth.
hearts,
If you do
candles.
a couple of them, you should hit
I
60
bear more than
towards
just
the end of
knowledge.
Arden. unless you have a gathering profession.
I do have, well, I have leather working and skinning.
Okay, I don't think skinning nets you any XP when you skin, does it?
I believe so.
Okay. So, I mean, that's somewhat helpful. That negates some of the need to do a couple of side quests here and there. Just do the ones you like. I mean, you've been through this a couple times now.
Even the presence of another is a blessing.
Yes and no. I kind of powered through it because I don't like Bastion as a questing area. It's just one of those things. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Oh my god, I get locked on that super. Not very efficient. This is my experience so far. Mostly because it looks like, and that's why it says that you need to use Shadow Dance, it's that when you're put into the Shadow Dance, it uses your action bars predominantly from stealth to fill in the gaps of the non-AoE DPS. It's definitely gonna have to take some getting used to. Yay, skinning! Oop. I do kind of feel like things are dying a little faster, but in the same, I guess, maybe due to my gear level, I seem to be taking a lot of damage as well. That, and I never think to use my Covenant ability. I'm absolutely terrible at it. definitely some theory crafting I'm going to have to do with this. I tell you what, the boy ain't right. Suddenly my action bar is getting 5 million things wrong. Oh. Ah, I see. That's something that I don't have on my action bar. Oh, I guess I do. I'm just down here. It's not in the usual spot, so I didn't see it.
We must all walk the path. As it must be. Walk with courage.
Let's see here. Let's see. Seems that would be kind of helpful. Move that down there. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, jeez. Yep, this is not going very well.
Yes. Back to work.
Well, this is a no bueno.
Do not fret. This is merely the next step on your journey.
Oops. Why do I always do that? Come on. Is the other person looking to doing this? Well, luckily I can just come back to it.
Tell me your troubles. I will reflect on this conversation.
Can I assist in your meditations?
As I've told some of my guildmates as of late, I've got to be careful with playing both the Alliance and the Horde Rogue, because character burnout is a thing. When you play too much of one particular class, which is why I've actually started leveling another warrior. I've played almost every class to at least some form of cap, and you know, rogue is what I feel most comfortable in, so that's what I tend to come back to. Oh look, a group popped. Looks like we're waiting on our last. There we go.
Thank you.
Well, that made that easy, I suppose.
I hope some of these can be
It
of
does
use.
seem that depending
I'll
on
have more next time.
which server you're on, as to whether or not the Alliance or the Horde are kind of,
My wares for you.
you know, not as helpful. And what was that?
Which one is dominant too?
Yeah.
Till we meet again.
Alright. And for those who are watching, thank you for bearing with me as I theory craft a new specialization for my character. It does seem that there's a bit of a learning curve, so, you know, we'll see how that goes. But from what I gather, this is also supposed to be like the best DPS spec for heroics and mythics, and because there's a lot of times where there's quite a bit of how do I put it? There's quite a bit of large groups of mobs. A better way to put that. There's just a lot of group pull, and being able to do AoE is kind of important. That's kind of messy. I must have really blasted through this area because I don't remember having to go through so much trouble. Oh my. I wonder how this is gonna fare. Yep, just come through. There we go. That's a pretty nasty attack. Cool. And there, by the grace of gods. Well, hello there. Thank you for joining up with the live stream here. And how are we doing this evening? Looks like we're having a little bit of skipping issues, but that's a given being in Bastion. That always happens. Yeah, our poor little 1650 super can only handle so much. If I had a card that had maybe twice as much VRAM, wouldn't be so bad. But good luck trying to find a... Oh, I've already used up my spear. It's, I don't think the spear was behaving quite the way it's supposed to. Because if I remember correctly, when I did this quest chain before, it actually, like, either turned off their elite status or, like, it was a visual representation of how their life bar went down. And, yeah, it's not doing the thing. Hey, we appreciate you popping in anytime, you know? The more the merrier, I always say.
Tell me your troubles. I will reflect on this conversation.
Well, you do that. It's a proverbial you do you. Man, I tell you what, this seasonal fatigue is real. Like, there's no reason I should be this tired. or worn out. Yeah, it's like the blind leading the blind on that one.
Archon guide you. Go in service.
Oh look! It's the quest chain that starts this nonsense down here.
What is on your mind? May we lift each other.
Yeah.
By the Archon.
Don't get me wrong, I love my kids to death, but they're little. Actually, they got up at 4 a.m. this morning, and yeah, that was just not great. Oh, good lord, what did I get myself into? Ah, there's the darn ball. That looks like, with this new build, the finishing moves don't use up as many combo points, which is weird. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, it does seem that there is a uneven balance of, like, combo point generating moves versus finishing moves. Hooray, train, dirt dirt! Without fail, it's almost 9 o'clock, so I should not be surprised in the least. All these people out here skinning. Geez, guys, find a new profession. Gotta kill 5 more creatures. Or at least help with 5 more creatures. Well, it's like... it's Shuriken Storm. Oh. Let me skin the things. At least Shuriken Toss has a nice long attack area. Oh, hey, look. we're gonna only allow you to skin some of the things. Yeah. Always with the boomkins.
It is an honor.
Multi-boxers.
In your trials.
To think how expensive that could be.
I wish
Like,
you enduring
I
resolve.
wonder, like, are they really making mad bank, you know? Because when you factor in, you know, so that's up to 5 or 6 copies of the game at $30 a piece minimum, and then either independent computers to run it on, or using, you know, multiple computers, or, well, the same computer for multiple accounts. Guess I'm just waiting. I don't know where I had this. Her. Oh, that's what I shifted. Hey. Oh, oh, that's right. Or you can take the crook, you have to take down this one. Oh goodness. Well, hello there. Apparently it still thinks it's the Christmas one. I have to get that fixed, but hello. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Darn it, Dragon. Why am I not surprised you're here? Hey, how's it going? Oh my goodness. Have to find where the... Ah, they're there. Just had to wait for them to spawn. So if you're new to the channel, obviously I'm running World of Warcraft right now. We're doing some leveling on my Alliance Rogue. This would be the second character I'm bringing up to max level, and hey, I appreciate it. Well, thank you all for joining us. I kind of figuring out my groove with all of this, and I'm a long-time World of Warcraft player, and I figured, well, you know, I like playing it and I like sharing, so, and also learning things this way. And again, thank you, Dragon, as always. Dragon is good peoples. Well, I originally started back in Vanilla WoW. and I took a break around the time it was like Legion and Battle for Azeroth. But then I've come back and I'm actually learning a lot of new things, which is surprising as deep into the game as I was before. Yeah, I thought I had my alerts reverted back to the normal neon, but apparently it's reverted back to Christmas. Oh, goodness. So you probably played through Vanilla and Burning Crusade and then kind of just stopped there. Now, see, I have to say that I still maintain that my favorite expansion has always been Wrath of the Lich King, which was the second real expansion. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, if you do get back into it, I'll get you all hooked up, started with a good guild and all of that. We've got a pretty solid guild, both Alliance and Horde side. It's actually the same, run by the same people for both factions. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that you have trouble with keyboard and mouse. I find that I have a harder time with a controller, but that's me. So how's everybody's night? Are we doing all right? Oh my goodness. Distract the griffin. Yes, ball. Go get the ball. I trust everyone had at least a decent holiday. Well, I appreciate everyone who's joined along. I am on my push to affiliate as well. It's a bit of a hike, but you know, I feel that it's well worth it in the end. Oh my god. I forgot how much you have to go through just to get the crook. And as Dragon said, make sure to refresh and all of that and get everybody counted for. I really appreciate it. And those joining, you can find me on Facebook under CypherX Gaming or under YouTube as CypherX Gaming as well. Yeah. Gotta remember to hydrate. Facebook. Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Oh, good. I almost died. Keyword, almost. You got a raid on my, on the day that I'm on my little rogue. She's not as exciting as my main rogue. Oh, and I'm actually leveling a new warrior as well. I actually named him Cypher. He's goodness, it's, I forget what that's actually called. That's the werewolf Worgen. There we go. Why can I not think of that? My brain just drew a blank. Hey, I appreciate it. Right now we're just leveling through Bastion. I thought about doing the fast track through this, not doing the main, but apparently it's recommended to just level through the areas. Yep, for those who are listening, you'll either hear Hamanaya from the chat, or you'll hear our kids. So, there is that. Stay-at-home dad doing the fun stuff, playing games, raising the kids. Looks like the little munchkin. Yep.
Don't be silly.
The little one, she's got a lot of energy. Poor little one doesn't have her front teeth as
She broke them in an accident.
yeah.
Chasing her sister.
And I hurt my tooth when I was running to the dishwasher.
Yeah, she was running in the kitchen, planted her face and broke the front teeth, yeah. Luckily they were the milk teeth and all that, so.
If you ever want some fun, which is not so fun at all, when you get to the emergency room and you have a toddler and they have to sedate them, they give them a medication called Midazolam. And your poor kiddo's gonna go on a trip. So our kid, when she was in the car, we were getting on the highway, you know, when you get that little bit of force as you're getting on the on-ramp, and she goes, whee! And she's watching the lights go by on the highway. She goes, Mama, rainbow trees, Mommy!
Oh yeah. Yeah, ain't that the truth? To have the energy toddlers have. Especially my kids, they have like all the energy in the world and would not let us sleep very long last night. Like, they were up at 4 o'clock in the morning and they had only gone to bed at like 11 o'clock in the night. Oh, come on, Dragon, you're not that old. If you're old, then, you know, I'm super old. Oh, yeah. I swore up, down, left, right, and sideways that I'd never have kids, and, you know, they're not for everyone. I totally understand, totally, you know, get it. It's, you know, as much as there sometimes, yes, I do miss my me time, the kids are a lot of fun, and to see the joy and the wonder, especially when doing things that would be otherwise, make it. I believe I'm just a little younger than you. I think we're pretty close in age. Yeah. It's I think we established it was 2016, so we're actually coming into almost 5 years. Time flies, especially when you got lots going on. Now, the mountain I was just on, that was a swift... words. Swift zebra. It looks like a zebra with a unicorn horn. And that was a refer a friend reward from back in Wrath Lich King. No do math. Math hard. Math hurt brain meats. Well, here in a second, I'm going to...
What knowledge
I
do
don't
you
know.
seek?
I had a thought and I lost it. Yeah.
It was my
Though I'm
pleasure.
worried part 2, you know? The Reckoning.
Our duty is true. Our purpose pure. Trust
It's
the
like,
path.
what craziness are we in store
You
for?
stand before the Ascended.
I mean, it just started, but I'm sure there's something. Yeah, all things considered, like, this expansion for World of Warcraft, it is shorter than some of the other ones, but that's because there's a lot of importance put on endgame content.
Let's make the level crunch happen so that each level feels more meaningful. And then make it so that all the content that we're really focusing on in the expansion doesn't happen until you hit 60.
Yeah. Yeah, having to deal with going from having gear levels that were 400, 500, 600 to, you know, barely scraping out of 200 and all the damage being basically nerfed.
Find your sister number!
They redid a fair amount of the engine, though the computer specs just to run Shadowlands, I mean, there's usually a jump, but this one almost seemed excessive. Like, they were like, lol, don't even try to run it unless you've got, you know, at minimum a 1080 NVIDIA card and 16 or more gigs of RAM. And well, thank you for joining us. Have a good night. But yeah, so they also thought about trying to make it so you would have been required to have a solid state drive, like would not run the game unless it could tell that you had a solid state drive, and it's like, what sort of nonsense is that? Not to say that I don't run a solid state drive, because I have an M.2 NVMe drive, but like, just utter nonsense, you know? Yes, I did get the collector's edition in, and like I said before, thank you so much for finding that at a reasonable retail price for me to be able to purchase. Like, it definitely made my my birthday, because it came in around then. Whoa. And that's why you gotta be careful in taking on the elite. Otherwise, they'll kick your butt. It's kind of funny because when we were freshly building this machine with the express purpose of playing World of Warcraft, we were like, okay, we have to at least get to the, you know, recommended specs, if not higher. And I got it built right before that really nasty, you know, shortage of parts and all of that. So now I gotta save up to get a second machine up and running. Excuse me. For those who know what Pancheros is, that was dinner tonight. It was yummy in my tummy. The kids who can't quite grasp what quesadilla is, they like the chicken quesadilla. And yes, the secondary computer would be for the misses, both 1 and 2 technically, but that's until we have the money to build like the ultimate crazy computers for the 3 of us, and then these 2 computers would become the ones the kids used. Of course, it would help if the economic payment would come through. We have still yet to see our bonus money, as it were. You know, putting aside the fact that I've been unemployed since March of last year. And that was the other youngest. Or the youngest out of the two kids. Yeah, I have a pretty staunch conspiracy theory on that one. It's along the lines of, although it's completely separate, has nothing to do with anything, I find it coincidental that people I know who voted for the Republican side seem to, at a unnatural level, received theirs sooner than anyone that I know who's voted on the left or for Democrat. So it's just purely a theory in my head. There's no, evidence to back it up, but I would be surprised because I should have gotten an electronic payment. I've checked with the IRS.gov site, and it says that it doesn't know, or I would have been ineligible. But the thing is I meet all of the criteria, so I shouldn't have been ineligible. It looks like
you did.
the youngest once spoke.
See, if you look at the little yellow, if you look at the light, they can see your face.
Babe. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
All right, go play, honey. She likes Rapunzel.
Yeah. It's pretty much Disney in general, though. Like, they definitely like Frozen and all of that. There we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this take a political turn. It's just something that's been weighing on my brain for a little while.
Our purpose is clear. May wisdom guide your path.
Sneaking around. Oh, well, he would have been. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. That was great. I took a lot of damage. Sometimes it is better to just get out of the way. can't be any worse than ours. I mean, granted, we're, 2 days out from payday, but I'm pretty sure the rent check's gonna hit before we have enough to clear it. It is what it is, though. Doesn't matter, get the rent paid.
How may I assist you?
Most of ours do, but there are some that don't exactly line up quite the way we need them to. Rent being one of them. Oh! I just disconnected. Well, that's fun. Pardon the technical difficulties. Apparently it did not like me jumping to my death, as it were. Da 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 da. The DC possibly kept me from taking a lot more damage, which is kind of funny if you think about it. I'm gonna leave the ancient essence, the ancient incense alone for now. Just gonna run around on my, let's see, this is my Steelbound Devourer. It's the green recolor. We named him Drooly. Aww.
Can I assist in your meditations? I will reflect on this conversation.
Hi ho, hi ho. Off to work we go. It is one of my favorite nonsense mounts. Certainly not practical. It doesn't like to fit through doorways. Let's see. This one especially, because of how big it is. Like, it does not like to fit through doorways at all. This one, I was so sad to find out that it was a ground mount. It dropped out of a raid where, you're at level where flying is important. Why did they include a ground mount as a rare drop? I will never understand it. Enema game. Ooh. Apparently the encoding did not like that effect at all. Let's see here. Oh, this is where I need to summon.
Welcome, friend.
And
My
fix the
pleasure.
beacon. Alright, boils and ghouls, I think this is where I'm going to call it for the night. I appreciate you joining me. I generally stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. till about 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and that's in Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT for those who are international. If you're watching this on replay, like I've said in the stream, check me out on Twitch at CypherX, or YouTube CypherX Gaming, and on Facebook at CypherX Gaming as well. Thank you for joining me this evening, watching me fail utterly through a new specialization on my rogue, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful night.